we got ourselves a Sakamoto Days video from SinChi. This called, is the Sakamoto Days anime bad? I think it's good. Is it peak? I don't know about peak, but I think it's definitely above average and great standout from all the Winter 2025 that we're watching right now.
Oh my god, guys. Squid Game Season 2 was
amazing.
Sakamoto Days.
Squid Game Season 2, though, is actually fucking peak. I'm literally thinking about rewatching it because of how good it was. Honestly, makes me want to go watch Season 1 again just to remind myself of, like, who are even the original characters.
It's probably one of the most popular shows this season. Of course, Solo Leveling is more popular because aura farming. Well, Sakamoto's aura can make people think they've been stabbed. So the discourse for the show is very interesting in a lot of ways. There's people criticizing the fuck out of this, and some that's saying it's the best looking show this season.
Is it? I don't know. I feel like, again, I bring SinChi up to mine, but Sakamoto Days looks really good. So does, you know, Villainous Oji-san also looks really great at its peaks, right? I don't know what best really means. Are we talking about overall consistency? Are we talking about specific, you know, peak moments? But the discourse of Sakamoto Days comes from, wasn't it the Japanese community that were upset that their beloved manga, the fight scenes, were not portrayed the way that it should be in the anime? And a lot of the complaints were also about the opening visuals were like lackluster to them, so that's why they were mad.
Spoilers for the first 4 episodes. I know people are watching it an episode behind, since with the whole Japanese release being
4 episodes, huh? Fuck. I don't mind out of context spoilers. Okay, whatever. We'll hit it raw.
one ahead. People's expectations really was high because of the manga. It's one of the more popular manga right now. It keeps getting more and more popular every volume. I mean, I didn't realize the manga had like 20 plus chapters now. I've read
200 plus. Wow, the art does look fantastic here though.
the source material. I'm like in chapter 35. It was really hyped up that this was one of the best action manga in recent years. And listen, I'm still very early in the manga, so I don't know if
the art does look tremendous though, right? Look at that kick. Look at the amount of, I guess, like these like impact lines and the, you know, like the air over here creating this like kick, you know, like circle impact. It does look really good.
I don't know if the fight's gonna ramp up. It probably will, but as someone who don't really read much manga, I could legit name 2 manga slash manhwas that's better at action: One Punch Man and The Breaker. Again, I'm still early in Sakamoto Days. It just shows the expectations that the manga readers have for this anime. I saw people clouding the fuck out of the opening, like, oh look at the proportions, lighting is trash, why is there no fucking titties in the opening? Yes, the opening is not the
opening song though. I don't care about the visuals. My gripe with the opening is that the song is mid.
best. I do nitpick too in some shows, but just from the opening, you're already that critical. It's crazy. The fights are crazy in the manga, how the author portrays it with very readable and fun way to do action with the paneling. It's great. It's very evident that a lot of people still don't like how the anime look, and I don't really agree with that. I have a fair share of problems with the show's aesthetic and such, but calling the show flat out bad is
it's not bad. You could say, you know, like, is it like there was that one comment, remember? 1 step above mid in Gigok's chat. I could agree with that, but it's objectively not bad though.
Objectively wrong statement. This show looks decent action-wise. It does its job showcasing Sakamoto's brute strength and other stuff. Yes, you can complain about stuff you don't like. That's fine. I complain about the Blue Lock anime, Go Loser Ranger. If Soul Leveling Season 2 had Sakamoto Days animation, I would be disappointed.
Yeah.
Bleach is just dog shit. TMS Entertainment is the
Is Bleach actually dog shit?
one producing it. Back in the 90s, they were called Tokyo Movie Shinsha. Made some classics like Akira, Ashita no Joe, Lupin the Third.
These are some legends.
More. Now it's a bunch of stuff. Rent a Girlfriend.
We went from Akira to Rent a Girlfriend. Oh man. Oh man.
Detective Conan,
Hey,
Megalobox.
Conan.
Before Sakamoto days, the animation producer is Genki Ito, previously animated Fruit Basket. There's some staff overlapping
Fruits Basket. That's another legendary show, right?
from that show. Other ones like Megalobox, and people are saying some of the Detective Conan staff are working on this. I'm not too familiar with most of the staff here, so I'll highlight the ones I want to talk about more. Masaki Watanabe, the director for this show, has a lot of series director roles for a lot of shows, mainly Battle Spirit. I think it's a card game. Also, why the fuck is the dragon not hand-drawn here? It's a
I don't
key
know.
visual, like
Looks like a Naruto dragon.
what? The character designer Yu Moriyama was the director of Megalobox, another action anime by TMS. And
Looks good.
Moriyama also worked a lot with
Hey,
Tetsuro
dangers!
Araki, even from when he was still working in Madhouse, and still does to this day in recent examples like Vinland Saga Season 2 Opening 2 that Araki directed. I'll
That
get to
scene
the
was
art
crazy.
director later on, but for the director of photography, Bulon Kai previously did Beastars and of course Fruit Basket.
What the fuck is that Beastar scene?
Bulon Kai previously did Beastars and
What they doing? What they doing, bro? What is Beastars all about? I'm more. Oh, fun fact today. Just a random fact. Today, when I was finished, hitting legs at the gym, I'm coming home. I saw I saw a girl with a tail coming out of her jacket at the behind, and I was like, "Oh shit, is that an actual furry?" And then she was going grocery shopping with their parents. I think the girl was like relatively young, and then there. Anyways, I was like, I wonder how their parents thinks about the girl having like a foxtail coming out the behind. I don't know. Maybe they're supportive of it. It's definitely a hobby that I'm not too well versed in. A lot of people have their own opinions about furries, right? Usually a lot of negative ones, but yeah, I saw some foxtail today.
of course Fruit Basket and oh no.
Newgate and Liar Liar, bro. Fuck Liar Liar too. Liar Liar didn't look bad though of the episodes that I watched. I was just upset that it's not even close to what Classroom with the Elite was. And Newgate, you know about Newgate.
God. It doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
probably had a toxic schedule. Sakamoto Days anime also had production issues. It's just industry standard issues at this point. Nothing crazy to point out. High AD counts and second key animation. The usual. It's not like the 100 Girlfriend Season 2 situation like, oh no, the character designer, she's having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, what was that? That was a bait.
Then the anime aired the first 3 episodes and it's probably the healthiest credits from
Yeah, dude, that fucking tweet was like, the countdown to despair has begun. Tears won't stop coming down. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there? And then someone was like, yo, what if she means like her favorite, like she's talking about the show, that like the tears are not about the poor scheduling, but about like some sort of story arc.
this season. Also, this is streamed in Netflix. I do think they are not in the committee. They are just the streaming platform for Sakamoto. But it has a bad thing for the production, which it should finish before the air date since the dub is released the same time as the sub. I could be wrong with that. Again, the action is decent. There are times when it should move more so that the choreography doesn't feel awkward. Besides that, the overall action direction is actually surprisingly good. Not in terms of how spectacular it is, but making the action feel more impactful with sometimes lesser amount of movement. There's a lot of tricks that makes the action feel more alive, using the camera to be more focused at the focal point of the attacks, adding a lot of smears and wind effects.
Yeah,
it could be better if they just focus
Hello, Silica. What are you doing there? Where's Peanut?
on the asses like SAO, but whatever. And the direction itself, cutting a lot of very fast-paced.
Whose ass will be focusing on? Sakamoto's ass? Because there's only one girl so far other than the wife, right? That the Chinese mafia girl. Maybe we should zoom in on Sakamoto's thick behind.
Action can sometimes feel hard to follow if you can't pace it well, but Sakamoto does it amazingly with these fast-paced cuts that's just zooming in and out and even slowing down the scenes to give that.
Yeah, the fight scenes make sense to me. I can feel like I'm following the fights and each attacks are very impactful. Now the manga frames though? The manga frames? Damn, they look way more impactful, right? But again, you're basically comparing, like a frame that's specifically designed to portray like they can go all out in that one single thing versus animation where a lot of different frames are connected to, you know, portray that frame.
That oomph, or just cutting the music completely. That was cool. Oh yeah, Yuki Hayashi, the music man for Sakamoto Days, great. They actually
Music man, I love it. Yeah, the soundtrack, there hasn't been anything so stand out to me of Sakamoto Days soundtrack just yet. I can't really remember at the top of my head like a specific theme or something that played that made me jump out and be like, wow, this soundtrack is great. But it's, I mean, I have no gripes with it.
action feels heavy, but not in a fluid nature, probably because lack of time and not the best animation power. Previous action is more heavier, fluid, and more slower compared to like Kaneda style animators, very snappy and timing dependent. I think Sakamoto just falls under a decent looking action anime with utilizing a lot of techniques that can make it more impactful.
And that's the thing people are upset with, right? That decent looking action. People don't want decent. The manga readers want perfect. They want Demon Slayer. They want Free Run. They want like the best, like JJK. Like every fight scene should be Mahoraga versus Sukuna. And that is an unrealistic expectation to have, but an expectation that I don't blame them for having. Do you blame them for wanting their favorite manga to have the best possible, you know, animation? I don't blame them. It's just that you can't then say that this is bad. Right? Be objective about it. Just say it's decent. Say it's above average. It's not bad.
With good direction, it's not just tripping on LSD.
And then there's Momentary Lily, where everything is just over animated.
Like, good animation, but let's forget about everything else. Tetsuro needed.
Yeah, exactly. Good animation, but let's forget about everything else. Like, Momentary Lily is dial everything up to a fucking 14 out of 10. Forget about anything working harmoniously. Forget anything, you know, working to make sense. Just dial everything up, super ADHD, just make it cracked. I don't care, make it cracked.
Hiragi and Tetsuya Ishikawa are the action animation directors for right now. There's also effects ADs for some episodes like Kazunori Ozawa, but the main focus right now is Tetsuya Ishikawa that did almost 2 minutes worth of action animation in the beginning of
Love the ReZero Slice of Life background music.
The episode, and also Action AD, the latest episode fight, which was another highlight for the series. Crazy that he's also quite involved in another show.
It's Isekai! Hey, this is Red Ranger!
Now, being Sentai Red Isekai, he animated in episode 1, 2, and even the opening. So nice.
Great episodes.
Cock. Now, controversial takes.
Okay.
Not really. People have been bashing this show since the studio was revealed, but now that the anime is out, there's stuff I'm not the biggest fan of. Talking about the manga for a bit, I do love when an anime doesn't just copy paste the panels every time. They add / extend a lot of the fights to flesh it out even more, which I appreciate, but they are just cutting full chapters. I don't know why they are doing this. Yes, it's not really that important to the main story.
Yeah, I guess the idea is like, you know, you want to make it concise, and a lot of these, you know, in the beginning, a couple chapters, maybe quote unquote filler, right? Like if it's not progressing the overall plot and they just kind of want to get to the good shit within the limited amount of episodes that they have, maybe they should just cut it. Yeah, I guess.
Story.
Like I haven't read these chapters, I have no clue how much they add to the story, but if they don't really matter and feels kind of episodic, as in, oh, villain of the week, and we cover it, but it added nothing to the actual plot, then maybe kind of delivered more characterization of the characters Shin and Sakamoto, then great, but is it that important? I don't know.
We'll wait and see what they're doing with this. I've already talked about the lack of action animation power, and it could be stiff at times. That's fine with me, I still enjoy the fights, but the aesthetic / art style for this show is pretty meh for me. More specifically, the compositing and art direction. I'm still not sure who is in charge for this style, I guess. Of course, the main influence.
Yeah, when I look at the distinct art style, I don't know why the word flat comes to me. I look at the background, it just feels flat. You know? The colors are not saturated at all. It's just very uninspiring, and maybe that's the whole point. I mean, we're looking at a shitty rundown building right now, right? That's what Sakamoto's place is, right? But still, what about the trees? What about the skies and everything else? It just feels flat, for a better word.
Pretty meh for me. More specifically, the compositing and art direction. I'm still not sure who is in charge for this style, I guess. Of course, the main influence is the series director. That is the main person that is in charge to make the style of the anime. He or she talks to other departments, go on
Nice camera work.
meetings for every episode to check if it's the style that the director wants, blending the backgrounds, color design, character design, many
Aqua.
more. Bolun Kai, is that how you say it? Is the compositing artist, but judging from his more, Bolun Kai
Bolun Kai. Bolun Kai. Bolun Kai. Bolun Tsai. I don't know. I don't speak this language.
is that how you say it? Is the compositing artist, but judging from his previous works like Beastars or Fruit Basket, this just
Yo, it's that continuous scene again. Why is that wolf taking off the jacket? What's happening here? Are they about to hook up? What the fuck is this anime?
Beastars or Fruit Basket, this just doesn't look like his style of compositing. The added like crayon textures in most of the shadows.
Crayon
I
texture.
don't know why even putting it there. Some people are saying it's the manga's fault that the style's like this. Shut the fuck up. And even in the lighter color,
Let's see the cover pic. I don't know. Does that cover pic really portray what the anime is showing? My unawakened eye cannot see enough.
that the style's like this. Shut the fuck up. And even in the lighter color, they put random ass textures. It just doesn't fit well for any type of tricks for the compositing artist trying to make a scene more aesthetically pleasing. Like this shot where the lighting is placed on the lines. It doesn't fit well because everything is just too over textured, and the color palette itself sometimes feels too dark to mix something like this. The shadows also adding a more messier slash light touch on the edges,
Too much shadows.
kind of like spreading the color by just using a brush then stroking it.
What? Stroking what?
Pause. It's a bit weird. You can see clearly in the trailer for these two characters.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name them. I've always mentioned how important to have good compositing because that is one of the most important things to make your show visually look appealing.
Yes.
That's why music videos,
Gura!
MVs, commercials, and even openings get that look of absolute stunning scenes.
It's got that pop to it. Every scene that SinChi's showing here, amazing compositing, right? Basically everything that goes into the whole like color department, right? It just pops.
A good example of a show that doesn't really move much, but the compositing is gorgeous, is Failure Frames.
What? No, don't do this to me, SinChi. Say it ain't so. There's no way we're glazing Failure Frame right now. Are we actually?
Really move much, but the compositing is gorgeous, is Failure Frames. Wait, wrong one, sorry. Blue Box.
Jesus Christ, oh. I was worried for a second.
It's consistent, and when the moments are more important, they touch up the post-processing even more to insinuate that impactful moment that the characters are feeling. The
Looks
other
stunning.
thing I think it's meh is the art direction. This is my opinion. Art styles and such can be subjective. People
Sure.
like what they like. Maybe Failure Frame is objectively dog shit. Besides,
It is though. This is objectively bad. Thank God. I love the main character though. Main character is cool, but like, damn, bro, this fucking show. Oh my God.
that the art direction is Yukiko Maruyama. She's affiliated with Atelier Musa
Whoa! Producer for Snafu, Haskell DxD, Konosuba, Rosario Vampire.
Studio, and some of the art direction is just, yeah. The texture work is not good. It's the same complaint I have for My Hero with these weird ass textures, and
On the ground.
guess what? It's the same art director.
It's that specific style. Okay, so it's her fault. Like, we're talking about these little shadings on the ground, right? Like this part I'm outlining here, right?
It's the same art director. It's the same thing with the compositing. It can feel a bit busy and sometimes bland for the scenery. The thing I don't get is when Maruyama art directs for like My Hero and Sakamoto days in recent years, it just doesn't look good compared to the non-shonen animes like Konosuba Season 3, good, Promised Neverland, good, and even Origami Season 3,
Good.
Good. I think it's probably a mixture of different director visions and, more importantly, scheduling. We know My Hero is being forced to produce 2 consecutive core shows in a year, and Sakamoto Days doesn't have the best schedule, and there's also a core 2 coming soon. I do think
Oh,
people are overhating this anime, saying it's bad. No, it's not bad.
it's
It's
good.
just
Decent.
decent, borderline good. Does it live up to the
One step above mid.
manga? No, but it's still enjoyable. The animation is decent, and as a manga reader, for now, I'm okay with it. Of
Okay.
course, it can be better. Next month, expect more
Yeah.
non-filler videos. Maybe not for the first week of
Is this a filler video?
February, since I have my finals. So
Good
solo
luck.
leveling vids it is. Anyways, if you guys like this video,
Like the video. If you hated it, like the video.
leave a like. If you hate
Sorry, leave a like.
it, leave a
Leave a
like.
like.
Comment down below what your thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, like the Sakamoto Days bad opinion is, I think, a very vocal minority that many people don't have the same opinion of. Obviously, a lot of creators like myself are going to drag this and try to stoke the flames of controversy to drive engagement. But it is a thing that is being said, and it's just objectively false. It looks decent. Looks pretty good. Doesn't look bad at all. And the people that saying it looks bad are just salty manga readers who wish that their favorite show, that their favorite series, got the same level of animation that, let's say, Demon Slayer or, Jujutsu Kaisen got. But unrealistic expectation, coming from this team in this specific studio. Please go check out SinChi's channel. Good luck with the final exams. Give him a like on the video. Boom, boom, boom. Go click it. Go check out his channel about production value. Go learn something. See you next time.